still buying 3D movies, then this is the video for you. Hi movie fans, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget, if you're using the video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get those home cinema products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. I know 3D has been obliterated, came in the 70s, then it was brought back in the 80s, brought back, and a lot of people didn't take it up, but there's a lot of us that still got 3D projectors. They're still making 3D projectors, and you can get some great bargains on some 3D movies. So today I wanted to share 10 Disney 3D movies, probably some of my favorite ones I do like rewatching in 3D. These are probably my top 10 movies to watch coming up to Christmas, and in 3D they look fantastic. So the first one is the Jungle Book live action version. There's a few pop out moments in this, some great depth in this movie. The live version was really, really good. The scene at the end really pops with the fire in the forest, especially in 3D. Next one is another live version, and that is Beauty and the Beast. This was great at the cinema in 3D. I think on Blu-ray it really pops a lot more than it did in the cinema, especially with active 3D glasses. It works really, really well, especially in a home cinema room. This is another one of my favorite movies to watch with the kids, and it's the live action version of Beauty and the Beast in 3D. Next up, I'm not too sure whether this was released in 3D when it was released at the cinema. I can't remember offhand. I know I have got the standard version, and then I've got the 3D version that I did upgrade to. Pop out moments on this are brilliant. There's a fire scene in this, and the 3D really pops with some great depth. Great movie to watch in 3D. Next up is Brave. I absolutely love this movie. I had it originally just the standard version, then upgraded to the 3D version. Makes this movie pop and a lot more immersive with 3D, but it is a fantastic movie to watch in 3D if you haven't already. So next up, we've got the Dinosaur. This I did see at the cinema in 3D, and I did buy the 3D version for that reason. This is a great movie to watch with the kids, and in 3D it is so immersive, really brings a lot more to the story watching it in 3D. But I highly recommend getting the Dinosaur if you haven't already got it on a 3D Blu-ray. Right, so on to my final 5. Now this I've seen at the cinema, and I wish I'd have seen it in 3D. I did buy the 3D version for home, and that is Frozen. This is one movie I absolutely love. You've got all the snowflakes. That winter scene is fantastic in 3D. When she's building the castle, it's absolutely awesome. Really, really pop, and a lot more depth in the 3D version. Now, a lot of people might debate about this, but there's the Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. I have got that in standard version. I did see that in 3D. It's not as good as this one. This one is fantastic and really, really pops in 3D all the way through the movie. Especially when Ralph jumps into the game. This movie really pops in 3D. Some outstanding moments, especially the car chases in 3D as well. Works really, really well in Candyland. Love it. One movie worth buying, owning in 3D if you've got a 3D projector or you've still got an original 3D TV. But it's well worth watching on the big screen in 3D. A newer Disney movie, and that is Moana. This movie, I've seen it at the cinema in 3D, and it's 10 times better watching it at home in 3D, especially on my 140-inch screen with those active 3D glasses. This is one great movie, brilliant moments. When they're on the ship and they've got that pirate ship with them little creatures attacking them, you've got the chicken jumping around. It's fantastic in 3D. As the water scene, when the water comes out to her, it literally pops out the screen. It's fantastic. Really, really good movie in 3D. So at number 2, I have to put Coco. Coco in 3D. When it jumps into the land of the dead, the 3D just pops superb in this movie. All the spirits are actually coming out the screen from what I've found in this movie. Works really, really great in 3D. Highly recommend Coco. You've got the 4K version, and you can get hold of the 3D version. I think this is a lot more immersive than the 4K version with some standout moments. And then finally, this movie blew me away. I was absolutely shocked when I watched this in 3D, and that is Tangled. This is outstanding. This is probably my top movie to watch in 3D, especially for Disney. Disney movies seem to pop out. The first movie I've ever seen in 3D was Up. That made me a little bit sick at the cinema. I didn't buy that in 3D when I bought the Blu-ray version for that reason. It did make me feel sick watching Up in 3D, but this movie really, really popped. When they're on that boat, this is the most amazing scene in it. They're on that boat, and you've got all those lanterns lit, and those lanterns come out the screen. They're in your face. It is an absolute winner in 3D. I haven't got it in 4K, but the 3D version has to be way better than what a 4K version would be, in my opinion. It really does pop. So if you haven't got Tangled in 3D, I'll put a link down below of where to get it from if it's still available. It is pretty cheap at the moment, but a lot of these Disney movies, because they are getting deleted and they're out of print, if you haven't jumped on them already, it's worth jumping on to get them in 3D. So that was my top 10 Disney movies I own and I love watching in 3D. Now, if you've enjoyed the content so far, make sure you give it a big thumbs up as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Contemplate slapping that subscribe button so you don't miss any content. So thanks for watching, keep on supporting physical media, and I'll catch catch you in the next one.